Welcome to the Pen, Hook, and Needles podcast, episode 79, from the Pen, Hook, and Needles Batcave.
Hi, my name is Talia, also known as Franciscan Gypsy on Ravelry and Plurk.
I'm Marlisha, also known as Lady Furnico on Ravelry, Plurk, Instagram, Fitbit, da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da, da-da-da, Batman. And known as Satellite or Satellite One on most of my writer sites where I'm not known as me.
You're known just as me?
Me.
Myself?
Myself and I.
I? Mm-hmm.
I have a split personality. Me, myself, and I. Yes. Anyway, that's enough of that jocularity. Hope you all had a wonderful Thanksgiving.
It was very busy.
Yes. My parents were here, and I gave my mom her shawl, and she really liked it. You saw how it blocked out huge, but they had a great time. Mm-hmm. They also had their anniversary on Thanksgiving Day, mm-hmm. So it was kind of a big celebration. We took my mom shopping and.
Oh, that was for her birthday.
Yes, that was for her birthday. The anniversary was other things, but anyway, I digress. We've introduced ourselves, mm-hmm. And I hope, like I said, that you all had a wonderful Thanksgiving and are enjoying Advent.
Grab something to drink or eat.
It's a little cold out here today. Not as cold as it has been, but it's cold in the house.
I have my Fruito too. Mom has her chai tea. There are no surprises there.
Do not wish to be cold.
And I have spaghetti bread.
Yes. Ow. Ow. Ow.
So it looks yummy, and she can't have any.
Eat your breakfast. I don't want any. Thank you. I was just okay. It works every time. Anyway, we want to welcome all new and returning viewers, mm-hmm. And we thank you for joining us once again. We are really happy to have you with us.
Feel free to join us in our Ravelry group.
Yes, we'd love to have you on our Ravelry group. We also have a Facebook page. We also have a WordPress page, and I believe a blogger.
No one follows the blogger, so I just switched over to WordPress.
Completely. Okay, we're not on Blogger anymore. And are we still on Blip?
Yes, we are.
Okay. So,
shh, don't tell Blip.
So here we are. You can find us at any of those places. We'd love to have you join us on the Ravelry group, Pen, Hook, and Needles Ravelry group. We are currently in the middle of a toy along, mm-hmm. And it is 1 month in now. 1 month in? Or 2 months?
I think it's 2 months.
Is it already 2 months? All of October and all of November.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, we're halfway through. I guess we're two-thirds of the way through. Uh-huh. 2/3 of the way through. 1 more month to go.
Keep the toys coming.
Keep the toys. Oh, some of them are so
mm-hmm.
cute. Just adorable.
Speaking of cute toys, has anyone seen Patrick Moose's new sloth?
Oh, that's
so
adorable.
Cute.
It is so cute.
I don't know if she's actually released the pattern yet.
Mm-mm.
Okay, she hasn't.
She hasn't had it tested yet.
Okay, I follow her on Facebook, and I get to see her new design.
And they were having, if you go to her group, they were having some kind of a contest. I don't know if it's finished yet or not.
Now.
Oh, it is? Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, you have to vote for the cutest, and hers was.
I thought it was finished.
Hers was the cutest by far.
Hers was.
It's adorable.
It was a sloth, like a little jacket and bow tie, I think.
No, he was hugging a telescope.
Was that what he was doing?
I think he
was wearing clothes too, though.
Oh, I don't know. I didn't see the clothes, but I just saw the face. It's a typical classic Patchwork Moose, real cutie pie kind of
mm-hmm.
Toy, just adorable. Okay, and I don't have anything to write down, so. Yes, the toy along. Okay, anything that was started. The toy along is October 1st to December 31st, midnight on December 31st, going into January 1st. And anything that was started January of this year, 2013, or later, but not completed before October 1st, it has to be completed October 1st or later, can still be in the toy along.
Yes.
Okay.
And keep in mind the sweater along that it will be coming up in January.
Yep, I took out my yarn for that to see if I could swatch with it. I'm a little confused about the swatch, so I did just a little bit of a stitch to just some stitches on a swatch, a generic swatch, to see how it would at least play with the yarn and the pattern and stuff. It seems to be like it might be all right. I'll have to see when I go a little.
The colors are really pretty.
They're gorgeous. I have a backup pattern in case it doesn't work for the sweater, but I have to figure out the gauge swatch. So we're looking forward to seeing what y'all are looking into doing for sweaters, and we may post a thread later to have you be able to to post your pictures of what you think you'll be doing for the sweater along, but not yet. It'll probably be in a couple weeks or so, closer to the end of the toy along. Okay, is there anything else you want to say?
No, not about that. I have 1, 2.
Oh, you got a lot more than
3.
Yeah, you got a lot more than I do.
How many do you have? Sorry.
1. I don't think I worked on my Chihuahua, so I guess I have 2. Sort of.
That's not a lot more than you.
We didn't get a lot done in the knitting crocheting
No.
front this week because my parents were coming over, so we spent a lot of the time cleaning and cooking and.
Although I did get some knitting done while we were seeing Frozen in the theater.
Mm-hmm.
I was able to test my capacity to knit, including to make one left and make one right in the theater, and it was good.
I still have problems doing what I can see, so
I was like, I can knit without looking. This is really awesome. I don't do it outside of the theater very well for some reason, but maybe because I don't have to.
Yeah. I can crochet in the dark if I need to, but not knit. Be that as it may, moving along for the hooks, for the whips.
Yes. Let's see. I've worked so little on this that it's almost not working on it at all. I pulled this out to work on before I went into work yesterday. I think I did like a row of the snake. Of Shepherd the Lady Snake.
Her head.
She
has no head.
This is the Crochet Snake pattern by Spotlight. And I'm using a G-hook and all the various Yarn Bee yarns that I'm not going to run through again.
Probably tell us better than we can tell you.
And she's upside down. There she is. So you really can't tell that she's been worked on. It's like a row. But I was watching Dad play Halo and decided I would play with him. So she barely got any work.
And that's something my husband likes to do with her, and he doesn't get to do very often, so
yeah,
it was worth it.
I played for about an hour with Dad, and I only had a half hour before work to work on the snake, so I only got very little done on her. So killing aliens, invaders, was more important than working on my snake.
I did a little bit of work on my lattice trellis afghan, not a whole lot. It won't be noticeable, so anything I'm going to show you today is really not going to be noticeable. I'm just showing you to have something to show you. So, let me see here. My stitch is coming apart. Stop it.
I'm not paying attention. I'm not paying attention.
I will poke your eye out in a minute.
My attention. Sorry, it's a joke.
Yes. You just witnessed the coming to play of a couple of characters.
Yes.
Viewed as they might have been. So you can see that I didn't do much here. I'm on the, I guess I'm working on that's the right side. You can see with the raised stitches. And I think I did maybe, I don't know. I lost a lot of stitches here. There we go. I guess I did maybe a row and a half this week, or 2 rows. I just didn't have time. And when I did sit down, I was too tired. I mean, I sat down on Thanksgiving Day after the meal, and I crashed.
Yeah, I didn't feel like, with all the baking stuff, I didn't feel like doing much in the way of knitting and such.
And my mom, my mom's great. She helps in the kitchen and all that kind of stuff. She brought some stuff for the meal and all that. So it's not like I was completely overworked. Talia took a lot with the breads. I didn't have to worry about that. Not that I make it. I go buy it. I don't make bread. I make other things, but bread, I don't have the patience. Unless it's a quick bread. I like to do that. But the point, quick bread is bread. It's not bread machine bread. It's quick bread.
I know. I've seen it today.
Yeah. Anyway. Yeah. Anyway, my mom was helpful with that, and I was just tired. I just didn't want to stop it. I didn't want to stop it. I didn't want to do much of anything, so I just slept on Thanksgiving, and then Friday we were out all day doing said shopping, and
got many much clothes.
Yeah.
And other things that will show up.
Yeah, my mom got her things, and we got a couple things for Davina.
And you fall down.
I didn't really fall down. Not much, anyway. You did, but I did not, in fact, yet. I was good. Okay, moving on.
Yes.
Oh, my blanket is in my knitting's my bag. Lois knitting's my bag, large angel bag. I thought it was my Korean lady bag, but it's not. It's my angel bag. And it needs to be
I always
touched.
forget to mention the bag for my snake because the snake herself is not in the bag.
Yeah, my blanket almost doesn't fit here anymore. I need to get a bigger bag. I'm gonna have to.
Is there such a thing as a bigger bag?
Well, yeah, Lois's biggest one is bigger than this.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
but I think it's as big as the turtle one. That probably won't be big enough either.
Right.
I might have to put it in my M&M's bag that you got me from New York.
New York, New York.
The box is up and the battery's down. The people ride in a hole in the ground. New York, New York, it's a wonderful town.
Okay, anyway. In the Tardai bag,
Cloverbird,
yes.
whose shop is closed at the moment now because she's
No.
in the process of moving.
Yes. I worked a little bit on cable denim, which is the Irish hiking scarf arm warmers, pattern by Delia Rao-Chalakian, and this is a free pattern. Use the 7 needles, Mad Tosh, in the colorways Worn Denim and Cove. And first mitt has been done for a while. Pretty. And I am looking forward to finishing the second one. It's just that I haven't yet. So there's the first. This sweater's really not good with mitts.
I think I'll call it a Poe instead of a hoe.
And the other one,
Partial object. The foe?
you spat on me.
The foe.
Spitter.
Okay, we're learning something here.
No. Anyway. Stop it! I changed colors when I was in church, so I really am almost done. It's funny though, when you change colors it's hard to tell because the yarn is actually very close, like right there. That's the blue section. I think. Oh, that's why. This is where it was straight, where it was a little blue and it was blue. So it's actually, it changes fairly subtly at points. But it's almost done.
Cool.
And yes, I pulled a Lindsay.
Yay. Okay. I don't think I worked on my Chihuahua, so. My copper from the Fox scarf crochet pattern by Bee's Knees Knitting. I actually made some negative progress on that, or I should say I am holding steady, because something about it didn't look right. I was trying to work it when I was toward the end of my adoration, and it just didn't look right, and I couldn't. All the colorwork threads were getting in the way, so I pulled it all out and started it over again. I'm about where I was before. The only reason I'm showing to you is because I said, "Mom, do it. You've made some progress."
Even negative progress is progress.
So it's basically where it was before, maybe a little further.
Why is the white popping through like that?
I don't know. I'm still not sure that I'm not going to do it over again because it's hard to see in the church, so I might have to do it over again anyway. But anyway, the nose like this, I guess. And I'm not sure why it's doing that.
Did you accidentally pull in front?
I don't know. I don't know where it's at. I'll figure it out later. Even if I have to do it over again, it's not a big deal. So, I mean, I'm not that far on it. So if I have to do it over again, I will. And the recipient, who will remain nameless for obvious reasons at this point, because she's in the next room practicing, may not get it for Christmas. It may be just because I'm not gonna. I just don't feel like stressing myself out. So she will get it when she gets it. And I'm using Knit Picks Brava worsted in the paprika, the cream, and then I'm using some stash yarn. I think it's, I love this yarn in the black, and I'm using an eye hook, 5mm eye hook to do that project. And it lives in my Lois, it is my bag Syruph bag, which I call my Monet bag because it reminds me of Monet, even if it is syrup. So there you go. And that's it. That's all I can say about that.
I have not worked at all on the Clint poncho, so you won't get to see that. But you will get to see what I did work mostly on, when I did work on stuff. Which is Autumnal, the Ginny's Cardigan pattern by Mary Chiba, using US 4 and US 6 needles, and the R&B Soft Secret Bittersweet colorway. I can't remember where I was last time, so I'm going to just show you everything that was done on it. So,
have you done anything on the body at all? Or
no, but I just figured,
yeah,
it's the body there. You see the body.
Yeah. It's hard to see the pretty lace.
Actually, Mom, hold it, because it totally adjusts itself. You can kind of see the lace. When we keep pulling, it gets confused and tries to readjust itself. The light's starting to fade too, which is...
Yeah, it's been gray all day. It hasn't been overly cold and it hasn't snowed or anything. It's just been overcast all day, so we don't have really terrific lighting at this point.
A full sleeve. I don't think I'd started the second sleeve when I last.
I think you were about here on the other sleeve. On this sleeve.
Yeah. So, one sleeve is finished. And you see Mom's doing attention grabbing because every time she moves, the camera focuses on her.
Is that a fact?
Yes.
Yay. I had been found out. That was frightening.
You frightened yourself? Hold on. And, then, let me see that. Oh, there it is. I put the sleeve in another small bag.
It's in a piggy bag, but it's not a piggy bag, it's an owl bag.
Don't call me a pig.
It's so cute.
Another Cloverbird bag.
Yes.
Look at this one with the little closed eye.
Aww.
Look what she called this poor, cute little owl with the closed eyes a pig. Or this little wide-eyed one a pig. I mean...
I just saw the round circles. I don't have my glasses on.
You made them cry, all because you didn't have your glasses on. Okay, and I started the second sleeve. I think I have a little while longer before I can not worry about the increases anymore and then just, you know, knit, knit, knit. And this is what I worked on when I was in the movie theater. And you really can't tell that part of this was done in the dark where I couldn't see it. And I did, like, make one left and make one right in the dark. Actually, I think I made more mistakes when I was walking around in the mall than I did when I was in the movie theater.
So you get for not paying attention to people you're with instead of your knitting.
No, I was paying attention to you guys.
Ow. Don't make me spell this on you.
It won't spell me, it's spelling your
No, now you gotta buy me a new one.
You know, I can't help what you spell.
You will owe me mucho dinero.
So, I guess you would default on your Christmas gift then.
Oh no.
That is the other sleeve. I would love to get this done before the end of the year. Not just the sleeve, the full sweater.
Well, I just want to get the sleeve done.
So hopefully I'll have more.
I had this picture of like that balloony thing with the arms going, you know, for the sleeves.
The balloony thing?
Yeah, it's a big long thing that stands in front of the stores and the air goes through it.
Oh, yeah. What are those things for anyway?
Advertising, I think. Remember they had it on that movie? That one where the astronaut came to the planet and...
I actually haven't seen that movie.
Oh, you haven't seen it? Oh, okay. I won't say any more then.
You guys see a lot of movies I don't when I work. Or when I'm asleep.
All right. Okay, do you have another one?
Mm-mm.
Do you have any FOs on the bookshelf?
Mm-mm.
Or rough drafts?
Nope.
Writer's block? We're boring today. We don't have anything.
She's boring today.
I don't have anything in those areas whatsoever. My FOs are Eden.
Did I mention the pizza last time? Actually, on the bookshelf.
Yeah, I think you did because you had it on the bookshelf already.
No, I think I put it there.
Well, why is it? Oh, yellow. You use yellow for for.
That makes sense. I yellow things that I'm going to talk
No,
about.
I yellow it and get rid of it. I get rid of it after I yellow it, so I don't have any yellow in mine except for the.
Anyway, I
Because-
did make sourdough bread and spaghetti bread for Thanksgiving. Hence spaghetti bread. Mom and Dad said that the spaghetti bread, the smell of it cooking actually woke them up at 1 a.m.
Mm-hmm. That's a good way to wake up.
And they're like, yeah, we've never woken up to the smell of bread before. Hey, there's a cardinal.
We did not say, hey, there's a cardinal.
I think it's a cardinal.
Yeah, so there was Mrs. Cardinal. Was that
I really like bright red birds or bright colored birds in the cold gray drab weather.
But that's a female cardinal. It's not one of the vivid ones.
No, there's a vivid one up there.
I can't see it from my angle. Okay. All right. Well, regardless, it's a cardinal out there.
There's a cardinal out. What is it? There's a jungle out there.
Yes. Yes. Nice try.
Anyway, since sourdough bread, I wanted to experiment because I've been watching Pizza Cuz lately, and they're basically two Brooklyn cousins.
I think they're from Brooklyn. Yeah.
Forget about it. Two Brooklyn cousins who go around and they visit different pizza stores all over the country, or pizza shops all over the country.
And not chains. These are, independent people. I mean, they might have a couple shops, but it's not like a Pizza Hut or a Papa John's or something like that.
And they'll go through and talk about how they make their individual pizzas. They've been making me want to bake again.
And some of the pizzas are absolutely unreal. I mean, some of them look like salads. Some of them look like they're so deep that they're just, I don't know, deep dish bread. You can't even see. But all of them look really good.
But I took some tips just from what the different bakers and pizza makers were talking about, and I decided to make my sourdough bread and then used extra dough to make sourdough pizza. And I put kale and chicken, some of Davina's deli chicken breast.
Yeah, she should have used the chicken that we had from the rotisserie chicken.
But I didn't want something quite that large.
You could have cut it up.
No, I wanted a certain texture. I wanted I actually wanted ham.
Well, we didn't have any ham. But
I wanted a thinner textured meat, more of a delicate meat.
Yeah. The thing with that is that if you hadn't told us it was meat, then we would say eating on a Friday, and we're not supposed to eat meat on Friday.
Well, I told you about it.
Yeah, after I said, oh.
No, I told you about it.
So she did that, and
and the kale worked out really well.
Oh, it was great. It was great. It didn't get too hard. It gave just enough salt.
It was a little crunchy, a little salty. So I enjoyed that. It turned out a lot better than I hoped.
Yeah. We have one of the breads in the freezer. I'm not sure which one it is.
We have the spaghetti bread. Actually, we're almost done with the first loaf of spaghetti bread, so we probably need to bring out the second loaf.
Yeah.
Although I wonder if I should wait till the sourdough's done.
That'd probably be a good idea.
Because Davina won't eat the sourdough if the spaghetti bread's out.
Yeah.
Actually, most of us don't eat the sourdough if the spaghetti bread's out.
Spaghetti bread is awesome.
Not that the sourdough is bad. It's not spaghetti bread.
Well, it's not. Yeah, it's not spaghetti bread, and it tends to need to be with something. Because it's very mild.
And I know that you guys are going to ask what's in spaghetti bread. So what it is it's Italian seasoning, garlic salt.
No spaghetti.
Onion salt. I actually think it's garlic powder or onion powder. And Parmesan cheese.
Right. And there's no spaghetti in it.
No spaghetti in it.
Okay.
It's just all the seasonings.
Yeah, like from spaghetti sauce.
And this time it rose so much better than normal because instead of doubling the yeast, I halved it. Or I didn't have it, I kept it the same. Because they say if you halve the recipe, you're actually supposed to double the yeast. And if you double the recipe, you're supposed to keep the yeast the same. So I followed one of my old bread books instructions on about how much yeast to use for the amount of flour I was using. And the bread just bloomed better than it has in years.
Okay, and I of course had the chicken done. That's enough. Oh, the turkey done. That's enough. I had 3 soups. Taya made 1 soup. So 4 soups.
Toscana.
I made minestrone and what we call Shrek soup, which is a spinach soup. And
she's the only one who reads it.
And I made a
because it looks like Shrek's slime.
What is it? Minestrone.
Oh, you made did you mention?
Wedding soup. I made
yeah.
wedding soup. Yeah, Italian wedding soup. We got into the habit of having a lot of soups. When my brother-in-law, he has difficulty eating, all I could have was soup. So we had a bunch of soups.
Mm.
And then we made the turkey. I made the turkey and mashed potatoes. And,
we kind of go all out for Thanksgiving.
We do. We had pies. I made one. My mom made another. And string beans with, I guess the string beans almondine with the, the mushrooms and the almonds and all that. It's an Italian that's passed down in our family. I'm sure other people do it. But we had that. I'm trying to think what else I made.
Wait.
Brownies. Brownies. Chocolate and white chip chocolate brownies.
Mm-hmm.
It was good. My dad really liked that. So we had a lot of food. We still have a lot of food in the house.
Yes,
we're going to go through leftovers for a week.
Yeah, that was with sending stuff home.
Mm-hmm. Well, some of the soup anyway. So that's most of our on the bookshelf was food related. So no, not so much knitting and stuff.
Yes. Prompts. I'm still waiting for the Hallelujah. Yes, I love having the pronunciation guide. The Hallelujah sweater kits. Still waiting for that to come in because I'll be knitting that the day after Christmas. So.
My prompts, I am going to be starting my mystery shawl along for Craftsy. I have to cake up the yarn. I was in touch with, what's her name? Linda Perman, the lady who did the sweater. She's doing the craft along. And I talked to her because, we have a skein of yarn and it's a D hook. And I said, I never get gauge. What am I supposed to do? Should I get more yarn? And she told me to go ahead and try the gauge swatch and then, either drop down a couple of hook sizes. I'm not doing a C hook. I just can't. Or to try a lace weight, which I was like, oh, great. Lace
Remember,
weight.
Mom, I have some lace weight.
Yeah, I have some lace weight too, but I have.
I might even be nice enough to give you my lace weight from Bird and Griffin.
We'll have to see if I can get a gauge. But anyway, so that's my.
That's a pretty lace weight.
I don't know what color that was.
Mom, that was the one that looked like mithril because it shimmered.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's when I.
That was the one that I was like, gah.
Yeah.
And I had to grab it, even though I didn't care what weight it was. I just had to have it. Mm-hmm. Just so I could sit there and look at it. I had no plans for it. I was just like, it looks like mithril.
Yes, I wanted that when I saw it online, but I saw it was lace and I didn't pick it up.
I think the base is called mithril, but
yeah.
But it actually looks like what I imagine mithril to look like.
I intend to start the gauge swatch for my sweater. I want to finish the toys and things that I have.
Yeah, I'm going to be starting for the sweater along in January, the Box Elder cardigan. Mm-hmm. And I think I'm using the Villainous yarn.
And I think I will.
Because I need another green hooded sweater.
Yes, of course. And I think I'm going to be using my Dragonfly Fibers Dragon Sock yarn for that sweater. Unless it's too busy, then I'll find something else. And I'll put that one into a shawl that I have put aside. But I have so many projects that are waiting. I'm kind of overwhelmed. So I kind of I feel like I'm spinning my wheels a little bit. So we'll see what happens with that in the next couple weeks. Not just, no.
And that's a Young Justice reference for those of you who haven't watched Young Justice.
Okay.
Robin would always ask, well, it was Dick Grayson Robin.
Yes.
Well, I will accept Tim as Robin. Mm-hmm. But
I'll accept Tim because Nightwing, Dick had graduated up to Nightwing.
Yeah, and they had a really good brotherly relationship. But throughout Young Justice, the Dick Grayson Robin was always saying, like, why are people always overwhelmed or underwhelmed? Why isn't anyone just whelmed?
That is not a word. Wow. I just had the funniest image of him doing this and going,
like Mikey. And now we're mixing our references out with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yeah. Sorry, okay.
Okay. Anyway, royalties.
Yay for royalties. You have more than I do.
No, I don't.
I picked up, when we were shopping with my mom, we had to take her to Never Enough Yarn. I wanted her to see our local yarn store. So my other potential shawl that I might be putting together in the next few weeks, the shawl I bought from that store, I forget what it's called, required a certain size needles. I know I have them, but I needed to have a 60-inch cord, because I was reading through the comments on that pattern on Ravelry, and some of them saying, oh yeah, I really needed a bigger cord. I needed the 60-inch cord. for the bigger shawl, because it has a shawl and then like a little shawlette, neckerchief, whatever you want to call it. So I went and got the cord, and I also picked up a couple of extra needles, and I'm really happy to learn that the Knitter's Pride cord will fit both the Knitter's Pride needles and the Knit Picks needles. Apparently they're made by the same company. So I picked up an extra pair of 8s, and US 8s, and an extra pair of US 10s, because that's what the pattern calls for. And they actually are marked, which is really exciting, and then my 60-inch cord. That's all I picked. That's all I got. I was good.
I wanted to pick up the full set of the Knitter's Pride interchangeables, and I was a good girl and did not fall down.
Yeah, I said to her, you will not, because, well, I didn't say you will not. I said, you better not, because you have, what did I say to you? Something about...
Oh, I have on my wish list the, the one, is it Chaigu who does the ones?
Chaigu.
The red,
I think it's the Chaigu, yeah.
Cable.
Yeah.
The one that,
So I was like, you don't need to get two right away.
I'm like, yes, I do!
I almost picked up some Mad Tosh, but I couldn't find the exact, oh, there's a pretty color. I don't know if it was Mad Tosh. What was it? It wasn't Mad Tosh. It was a different one, I think. But it was very close to the foliage from Leading Man Fibers. Leading Man Fibers, I think it is. I haven't been
in a mood lately to just pick up yarn. I think my yarn stash is weighing heavily on my mind. But I did, however, pick up buttons. So this is the button I'm going to be using.
It's really pretty.
For the sweater that I'm using the Villainous.
Yeah, that'll be pretty.
So that'll look really good. And then I'm actually going to pull out the sleeve so you can see. I found the button I'm going to be using for my Harry Potter autumnal sweater thing. So here's the yarn. Sorry, I dropped something. And there's,
oh, that'll be pretty,
the button. And I actually got my grandmother to take a look and see what she thought. And I showed her some plainer buttons. She was like, no, you need to go with that one. So.
And my mom has good taste, so.
The orange blends in, but then you have that pop of pink that when the light catches it, it'll make the buttons pop.
It's kind of a mother of pearly kind of color, or an opalish color, but with orange more, it's a darker than an opal or something.
So I'm happy. I hadn't had buttons picked out for this yet.
Okay, and we already did our autobiography, except for the writing, which I'm not going to talk about because it's non-existent.
Obsession. I have, ever since watching Frozen, I've been obsessed with their soundtrack. I went and I picked it up online.
No Elf Control.
And I've been listening almost constantly to that soundtrack. Well, it has Idina Menzel singing the Blonde Sisters part. And I love Idina Menzel. Her voice is amazing. So basically, I've been listening to her songs over and over and over and over again. And then my other obsession has been I've been rereading Terry Brooks's Wish Song of Shannara.
Okay.
I did that instead of knit the other day. I just read all night.
My obsessions. I have been lazy.
You've been obsessed with the shared stories, what it's been.
Yeah, I have been. I've been going back because it's been taking us so long to get the stories back and forth.
Not my fault this time.
Well, it was. You had it for...
Not my fault this time.
Yeah, you
Not my fault.
I had to...
No fault.
Yeah, she thinks if she says it long enough and loud enough and continuously enough, and she tries to be cute, then it'll make all the difference, but it doesn't. It doesn't really change anything. It does not, in fact, change anything. So, anyway, I am a little bit obsessed with the shared story because I've gone back and basically I know what I wrote, so I'm skipping over what I wrote in terms of my...
Well, the way we do it is, okay, I think, who started? You started it?
I did, yeah.
Okay, so Mom started the shared story with a section, her main character. So her main character had, I think it was like 500 words.
Mm-hmm.
And then my main character, I wrote a section with 500 words for him. And then we had, when they met, she wrote the scene from her character's point of view, and then when it was my turn, I wrote the scene from my character's point of view, with him answering anything that her character said.
Right.
So
And it goes back and forth.
And it goes back and forth like that. She writes a section where she writes to what I've said, and then writes
something original,
guessing how my character might react. And then I'll write a section where I react to what she wrote, and then add a new section and how I think her character will react.
And of course, now we have more than one character piece, so it takes a little longer.
And sometimes we still surprise each other.
Yeah. So a lot of times we have to talk things out because as well as we know the characters, they do have the capability to survive. I can't talk. To surprise. And I am also bringing in two of my characters who are new.
Right. So I don't know how they'll react.
They're even newish to me. So we have to talk things through about them. And I've gone back. What I'm doing now is I'm going back and I'm reading through older things so I can get a feel again for what their relationship is and how it developed. So
it's like role playing in a way.
It is. It is.
Because there's a point where we were discussing something with a couple of our characters, and we started getting so annoyed at each other because her character couldn't see my character's point of view, and it just,
And her character was being stupid, so.
No, he wasn't. He was being stupid.
They are quite close, but anyway.
Anyone who writes knows that the characters tell you what's going on.
Yeah, Emily and Knit Nerd and a couple of the other people who do NaNoWriMo and stuff like that understand exactly what we're talking about. And for those of you who aren't writers,
or who do nonfiction,
but are crocheters and knitters, whatever, you know what we're talking about when you look at a skein of yarn and somebody says, "Has it told you what it wants to be?" That's like a character. It's like they talk to you and they tell you, "Yeah, I'm crazy. Never mind." Anyway,
but yes.
So that's been one of my obsessions, and I have been reading the Lord of the Rings trilogy again.
Just like for me, Wish Song of Shannara, I've already read, but I'm reading it again because I love Will Almsford.
There are just some stories that require rereading. I have books on my shelf that I haven't even started because I have read other books on my shelf multiple times.
Yes. After I finish Wish Song, I might need to restart the Scions. The trilogy with
that's my favorite one. That with the
you've never read the Wish Song.
No, but I've read.
You've read the book before that.
I've read the the Isle Witch.
And you've read the trilogy with not Parancall. No,
Parancall is the Scions.
The ones before them, Shay and
Shay. Yeah, I've read that one.
Shay and Flick.
Yes, I didn't care for that one as much. I liked it.
Well, Will Almsford's story comes after Shay and Flick's. He's the grandson of Shay.
Right. Well, I haven't gotten to that one yet, and I will eventually.
And that's not a trilogy. That's just
I will get to those. I will get to those. I mean, I've read Terry Brooks, some of his series multiple times. I've read almost, not all of, but a majority of David Eddings multiple times. Great, really good fantasy writers. Not. Some of his characters can sound alike.
Eddings' characters can sound alike after a while.
But
it's like he has a stock male character, he's a stock female character. And
but the stories are good, and the original series I got started with him. There are 6 or 9 books in that series.
I think there's 6 because there's 2 trilogies.
Okay, so there's 6.
It's the Tamuli and it's Bulgaria.
I didn't read
Bulgaria. No, not Bulgaria. Tamuli. The Delenium and the Tamuli.
Yeah.
Bulgaria is a different series.
Yeah, and so I read those. Those 6 are really good, and the Redemption of Althalos is really good.
You see, I felt like the Redemption of Althalos sounded too much like Sparhawk.
He was very close, but I still enjoyed the story.
I prefer Sparhawk to
Althalos.
I do too. Althalos is a weak Sparhawk.
I do prefer. But we are digressing.
Sparhawk with his broken nose and bad-tempered horse.
Yes. So I am digressing, and she is digressing.
We are all digressing.
We are all digressing together. Thank yous and acknowledgments remain the same at this point in time. I want to thank Anastasia Knits and Ploverbird. Patchwork Moose.
We thank Ploverbird anyway.
Well, yes, we thank her, but she knows what we. She's moving. She knows what we. She's busy right now. We thank Patchwork Moose and Anastasia Knits for
For
their
their
patterns that they are giving us for the giveaway. The toy along. We have 5 of Anastasia Knits and 3 of Patchwork Moose. Both very talented designers. Very excited to have them.
And hey, you guys might be lucky. Maybe her sloth will be done testing.
Maybe. I mean,
then.
and if you're not, you still got some wonderful toys to choose from.
Although I wouldn't be surprised if the sloth is done by then.
It might be. It's got another month to go.
It's really cute.
It's adorable. And Anastasia's always got new designs. Some knitted, some crocheted. Absolutely fantastic. So you guys are really. I'm jealous. That's great. So
I keep telling her she needs to make that one crocheted shawl, knitted shawl.
She's not listening to you.
I know. I'm sad.
Anastasia's fantastic. Okay, so we should go now because we're getting silly, and I have to clean the kitchen. So
yes, because I ruined all your plans.
Yeah, she had to go and make a date for the day that we cleaned. So there's definitely some thought process going on there. You know, we didn't do CCD so we can clean, but she found a way.
Well, I was thinking the podcast.
Yes, I understand. You were thinking that you could get out of my kitchen duty.
Oh, of course, always.
Anyway, we want to wish you a wonderful week and happy first week of Advent. Happy knitting and crocheting and whatever makes you happy.
Na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na.
Batman, and this is the Pen, Hook, and Needles Podcast, episode 79. That's a wrap.